Guys. Long time no see. Hey, Molson Man. Good evening, you cool cats and kittens. It's your pal Jen Lou. We're just gonna true crime it up. Hey, Tony. Hey, Cement Shoes. Mrs. M. Good to see you guys. Hi, hi, hi. I've missed you all. But let me just say this, okay? So, last week, I spent probably one of the best weeks. Thank you. Of Mrs. M. Thank you very much. Hey, Corky S. Good to see ya. Of my life with Dr. B. Okay, so she got in um not this last Friday, but the Friday before that. And honestly, like she'd been it's a long drive from me to her or for her to me, right? So we just chilled out Friday night and had snacks, and you know how much I love snacks and all that business. And we just had like the most fun ever that whole week. I mean, we and I can't even say like, oh, we went here and we went there. We really, I mean, we went places, but mainly like we just kicked it. You know, like I took her to the Publix. I taught her about the Publix bowls. Hey, recliner detective, long time no see. Good to see you. Um, I taught her about the wonder that is Publix fruit bowls. Okay. We just had an absolute blast. Okay. And so the last thing we did, because she ended up leaving Friday afternoon, is we were we were marathoning all of the Halloweens. Okay. This was Thursday. And then yes, Dr. B went to Publix. I told her it'll be fine. We're not doing anything nefarious because Publix is who busted Grand Tomato. Yep, I taught her about the Publixes. Anyway, so we were having a sig break, and I was scrolling through the YouTubes as I do when I go outside to have a sig, and um, the channel We Watched a Movie or We Watched a Horror Movie. It's one of those, I can't remember, but, had, like, this announcement, and they were all, "Peacock is gonna start streaming Halloween Ends early," and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So then I had to make an abrupt change, and we had to watch Halloween Kills, and then, "Hey, and 5, 6, 7, 8, good to see you." And then so we watched that one, which I know that there's a Halloween Kills extended cut, and I cannot for the life of me, I can't remember. It's not on HBO Max anymore. And anyways, I was upset because I wanted to show her that one. So then we watched Halloween Ends, and I had already been texting Molson because Molson is the person that I go to for all my horror movies. Like we discuss the new ones that are coming out. We talk about ones that we're excited to see, ones that we've seen. We recommend horror films to each other. Molson Man is just an all around great guy. Just generally speaking, he is. He's just a swell guy and a good neighbor. But if you want to talk horror films, Molson is the man to talk about it with. So he was like, okay, well, I went and saw it and I'm disappointed. And I was like, oh no. Right. And I said, remember, Molson, how I said, you felt that way about Halloween Kills. And then you and I talked about it and you rewatched it and you had a different feeling or whatever. And he was like, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Bruh. I guess I'm going to have to give Halloween Ends another go. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry, I didn't. I have heard people say things like, it's it's worse than the Rob Zombie ones, which frankly I liked the Rob Zombie ones for what they were because he kind of took like all of it anyway. So that's what I did, and I'm not going to get too much into it because I know that's not what you guys came here for. You came here for the Pike County Massacre, George Washington Wagner the fourth trial, And we're going to get into it because while I was away, right, I was in and out of watching the trial. Don't blush, Molson. Everything that I say is the truth. He is fabulous. I just adore Molson, man. I really do. Um, so I was keeping up with the I enjoy them too, Molson, man. Um, are you talking about the season of The Witch? Hey, Amelia Sparkles, good to see you, babe. Yeah, the season of I don't know. We're gonna have to. I This is what I think I'm gonna do. Okay. Um, Thursday it'll be a week since it's been out, which means just about everybody who's wanted to see it has already seen it. And so I think maybe Saturday night, if Molson is amenable, I'll have him come up and he and I will talk all the things Halloween and, you know, talk about it. And yes, we're all back from Watts Island. If you guys missed it, go over to Alex Erickson's channel. It was me and I can't even talk. Tia Dash, from the Decipher podcast. LFT, her channel partner, was on panel. Melissa Jade, allegedly, and then Alex, and yeah. So, oh yay, Molson! That's so exciting. I'm so excited to discuss this. So we were over there on the Watts Island because Ronnie and Cindy Watts gave Seeking the Truth with Dave an interview. And I'm just going to say this, y'all. You know your girl be keeping it real. And there was some parts in there that I'm reasonably sure that I rolled my eyes so hard I saw Alice's brain, and probably Max too, because I couldn't. It was just I just could not. So, um, you guys go over there and check it out. I had a ton of fun with the girls. I really did, and allegedly that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun that night. Okay. So back to the Wagner trial. Y'all. So the state is still presenting their case, okay, and they've been doing it very methodically, and they've put on they've at this point last week basically was a lot of BCI testimony. They had gone out to the Wagner's home, which okay, so when they went to, that's where we kind of left off here. They talked a lot about that. There were some audios played, and I'm still trying to find in the all of the lives that court or not court TV that Law and Crime Network has done. That this specific audio that was played about Angela, it's a something she said. They talked about how they found the receipt for the shoes. They confronted Angela about the shoes. Okay, but today was the day to if you were going to watch the trial. And I wish I would have streamed it, but I had I bummed around this weekend. Honestly, I was so bummed. I missed Dr. B the minute she got in her car. Like I couldn't even stay and watch her leave. Like we just had the most fun ever. And I was just so bummed to see it. And I know she'll be back. It's not like that. It's just, um, this is her coming to see me has been like a long time coming. It's been something we've been planning for a real long time, and we just finally now got to do it. So it's just, I just missed her. I missed her already. So anyways, don't be spreading that around that Jen has feels. Nobody needs to know that. Let's just keep it on the ward. But yeah, I wish I would have. Yes, she drove to me. She did. because when we finally decided to do it, I don't think there wasn't going to be enough notice for the airlines. And so it would have cost her probably more to fly than it would for her to have just driven. So, anyway, what happened today was they started a little bit late, and that was due to the fact that the defense is and the state have some things to iron out. Specifically, the defense has subpoenaed a witness who lives in Alaska and um, knew the Wagners at the time, right? When this has um, oh, wow, Molson Man. Well, next time, no, you have to donate. I think I'm gonna go see her next summer because there's no way I can go and be in that winter. Absolutely not, no way. Um, so yeah, we had just an amazing time. But so today there's a witness that they were talking about. Basically, the defense wants this witness to be able to testify remotely. And the judge and the state really seemed amenable to it because at this point, and this is the part I was listening to, because what they were really trying to work out is when the state is going to rest their case. And that would give the defense attorneys some idea of trying to coordinate travel for this gentleman to come from Alaska. So in the end, I think they just settled on doing a Zoom meeting, and the state and the defense were going to get together and work out all the logistics of Zoom and make sure all the technology worked and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So that was one issue. So then the next issue, oh, recliner detective. Well, listen, y'all, my door is open in the Floridas. Because it is not freezing here. So the next item that they had an issue with are these audio recordings that were made. They're called Intercept Recordings. When so the Wagners actually made 2 trips to Alaska, okay? The first trip they made was in May of 2017, okay? And that's basically when the whole family went out there and they were just checking stuff out, to see if they were going to like it, okay? But in June or July is when they actually ended up moving to Alaska. So when the BCI learned that they were going to be coming back, what they wanted to do from their vacation, what they wanted to do was intercept them. And they thought they were going to do it in one spot, but they ended up coming back a different way, and it caused a whole kerfuffle. And they had to redo the warrants and all the um, they got permission to put listening devices in their vehicles and their phones, yada, 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 right? So they had to redo all of that because they ended up doing it in a different state. So that's the audio that they played today. And the bone of contention on the defense's part was essentially, hey, there's like 1,800 total hours of audio that's been recorded, but you're only playing like little snippets of it. And the judge was like, well, I'm going to allow it, whatever. Okay. So the judge allowed it, and this is what we hear. Okay. So this audio, you guys, let me just say this. Okay, so some of the audio is George Wagner speaking to Angela Wagner, okay? Some of the audio is Jake Wagner speaking to Angela Wagner. Some of the audio is Angela Wagner speaking to Billy Wagner, and some of the audio is George Wagner speaking to Chris Newcomb. That is Angela Wagner's half brother. Okay, so it'd be his uncle. All right. And let me just tell you guys that There isn't anything like, I'm not even try to build it up or anything or, this isn't clickbaity. There isn't anything there's no, like, confession on any of this audio, okay? But remember when the trial started and we heard the defense get up there and basically say their defense was gonna be, "Yo, it is not our f George didn't know, didn't show, blah, blah, blah," right? Okay, so there was that part of it. And then, hang on a minute, let me get to it. So, okay, so not only was that their argument, the other argument was that he doesn't roll like the Wagners. He is different from the rest of the family. He was distancing himself from the family. Um, okay. I'm not going to say any more than that. But just remember that that is essentially their defense. Okay, I've clicked the present button now. What are you doing? Hold on a second, you guys. I don't know why StreamYard's being slow. Come on. Let me see. Why is it not letting me share my screen? So weird. Hold on. Huh. Oh no. Hmm. It won't let me do anything. Hold on a minute. Let me leave the studio and come back in and see if it is just a glitch. Give me just a second, you guys. I'm sorry. No, it's so weird. It won't let me. Hold on. Hmm. No, I don't want to do that. What is this doing? Crap. Hold on. I don't know what the deal is. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can just do it like this. Ah, I fixed it. All right. Let me get to the audio part. Hold on. Sorry, you guys, because I know I get frustrated when we have to wait. I don't like to wait. All right, I think we're about to get to it right here. Okay. So I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. The audio is pretty okay. It's not terrible. So we should do okay. Of course, there's no closed captioning. But let me speed it. I'm just going to speed it up a little tiny bit, only because there's a lot of it, and I can't even, like, there's no highlighting it. You know what I mean? All of it is stuff that you should hear. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, are we ready? Okie dokie. Oh no! It's it feels like 15 degrees in the Bamas. Alabama, babe. Recliner detective, Alabama. Oof. Oh my goodness. Oh, and if you love a good murder investigation, recliner detective, this one is it. They did such a thorough job investigating this crime that it took them, the crime happened April 22nd, 2016, and they did not arrest George, Billy, Jake, Angela for the murders until November 13th, 2018. That's how thorough of an investigation they did. It's just amazing. All right, hold on. All right, let me make sure this is turned up. Okay. I don't care, Tony. 50 is ridiculous. 50 is not nifty. They murdered an entire family. They murdered Chris Roden Sr., Gary Roden, Dana Roden, Hannah Mae Roden, Chris Roden Jr., Frankie Roden, Hannah Gilley, and Kenneth Roden. So they lived on three of the crime scenes, which were Chris Sr., Dana, and Frankie. They all lived on Union Hill Road. In this they lived on like this huge piece of property, those three crime scenes, like acres, right? And then Kenneth's was like a mile, never can, I'm not. Oh, wonderful, it's suffering, perfect. Well, that's okay because it's not even doing anything. But anyway, so there were four different crime scenes that they had to cover. So what the BCI did, which is,
Did you link an audio of this call to that WW2?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to talk over you either. So what they did was they assigned BCI, which is their state, which is Ohio State Police. Okay, they assigned different BCI agents to be in charge of the four different crime scenes. So it was not. Is it better now? Because I had a little thing up. So this way, there couldn't be any accusations of impropriety because each crime scene was managed by a different agent and run by a different agent, and they did an extremely detailed crime scene and they of photographing it and collecting the evidence, and then when they went and went to the Wagner home and the Flying W, which is where Billy Wagner's mom lived, when they went to those two homes. I mean, they detailed every single thing that they did there, every item that they collected. I was very impressed. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
I'm going to play it and have you identify that is that. Oh, before you do that, if you can pause it. What device is this from?
This is the a call recorded from the Wagner vehicle.
Okay.
Oh, I got to tell you one more thing. So the other bone of contention that the defense had today was, as part of the audio, they had like a summary, and they did in their PDF, or no, PowerPoint, and they didn't, and the defense didn't want that. And then the other bone of contention is that there is a transcription of the audio, and they were not 100% comfortable that the transcription was accurate. And so, yeah. But in the end, what the judge said is that the witness can identify the transcription and identify the audio, and that's about, and where the audio was taken, and that's about it. So here we go. The one in the car isn't all that great, but it's still good. It's still informative. Okay, for reals, I'm going to shut up now, I promise.
Yes, they are. The people at the border are liars. When they bring in people at the border, what they want? The people at the border that come to you and say, they want to kill your okay. They want to kill your animals, they want to kill your papa or you for no reason, because they are bad people. They want us all to die. And they want to take you away and get these bad people. They want to take Chucky away and hurt bad people. You want to stop them, Divine? They're bad people. Don't stop them. The only way you do it is to be good. Okay? They're bad people. Don't listen to what they tell you. Don't listen to what they say. They're liars. Well, they are. They are liars. They are liars, okay? You understand they want to hurt your family, right?
This is really hard to hear. I might have to fast forward through this. Let me fast forward through this, because what we're hearing is, in the beginning there, what you heard was George Wagner. They're in their vehicle, and George is talking to his son, Bolvine. What the hell? Why can't I? There we go. What the frack? Why is it not letting me? Why can't I make it stay up? What is the deal here? Ugh. YouTube has changed their layout. I don't like it.
Of where it unknown voice not able to be identified or ascertained, that's marked as well.
Oh my God.
It's a word-for-word transcript as the monitor hears it. So if, for instance, there's a portion of the conversation that's unintelligible, the monitor is to mark it as unintelligible. So in this transcripts, there are
Yeah, that's still him. All right, here they're arguing.
Designations of
All right, she's explaining how it works. They're still arguing.
The reports or accounts of the case from any source at all.
Okay, they're going to go on lunch. I think that's it for the. Oh, wait, here we go.
And again, there's not an official transcript.
Okay, the transcript. Argue.
We're gonna take this out, or
Arguing. Okay.
Tape recording confirms anything in
This is him instructing the jury.
tape recording.
Oh my God.
Confirms anything.
I'm really rusty at streaming, y'all.
Counsel wish to
Look what happens when you don't do it for a week. Thanks for being patient. Well, see, they recorded it in their vehicle. Hey, Sugar Beet, good to see you, babe. So they recorded it in the car. So a lot of that noise you hear is, depending on the different roads or whatever, you know how it is. It's like it's no different than like being on the phone.
Can
You know what I mean?
Tell us what we're looking at there.
this slide
And
is, information
anaphylaxis,
for
I
the
didn't
next
see you
call.
come
The
in.
next
Hey,
recording will
babe,
be
good to
played,
see you.
So I would want to note for the jury that up in the top left corner where it says the call number, these are numbers that are designated to each line or each phone number. Those correspond with that phone number itself. So this is call 754. There may be items such as data sessions or text messages. There may not exactly be 754 calls, but in the system, every line of data is just designated call. So this would be call 754 on this particular line. This
We
recording
got
took
it.
place on June 13th, 2017. And it was an outgoing call from Billy Wagner's phone to George Wagner's phone. The context note says, George calls to ask Angela to Google something he found in the interior of his truck.
Oh, and that's another thing. At some
And
point,
Mr. Wilson, if
the
you could,
Wagners
play the
became
audio,
aware
which will be
that
marked
they
as
were
case
being
exhibit
recorded.
WW3A.
And so there are times when different Wagners are talking to one another and they'll say, well, let's just not talk about it on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
I need Mom to Google something for me.
Do what?
Mom around here to Google something for me.
All right, what is it?
So if you Google, I want like the letter H, then X, and then plus, like PLUSE.
Oh, I'll Google it right now. Let's see what it is.
Go ahead, say X, HX plus. Okay,
I need to know what it is.
HX plus. Okay, hang on, I'll call you right back.
So just stay on the phone, have her Google it.
Okay, she's
Have
on
her
the phone.
Google it and stay on the phone.
Yeah, she's on the other phone right now with somebody, but, if you give me just a second, I can.
I'll Google it and call me back.
Okay, now, are you still on here?
Yeah,
It was whole time.
I'm here.
You don't have to call me, I can stay on here. Okay,
Google it for me.
okay, H, X, B, L, U. Okay, HX plus remote start.
Right, that is not what I
Is
put.
that what it is?
Yeah, it's got HX plus.
Minimize.
Well, it was, I found it in my truck, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, you found me?
Okay, and can you tell us who is asking
It's for
for something to be Googled?
Oh wow, I don't
That's
know
George
what it
Wagner,
is.
calling Billy Wagner, asking for Angela to do Googling. Billy appears to do it while he's on the phone with George.
Okay. Sorry.
Your truck?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this says HX plus GPS, let me know. Hold on.
Oh wow, Sugar Beet.
A little oblong thing with 3 wires coming out the back of it.
Okay, just hooked up.
I think that's the bug that they put in.
Going down the pillar of a truck under the plastic, and then the wires going to the dash. I don't know where they're going.
Okay, well, then it's hooked up, it's GPS
It's
track.
probably from my It's probably for my, stereo or stuff at GPS on it.
Okay, yeah, probably, but, that's what it is.
Okay. Hang on, and I'm waiting on Jake from the parts store. He's trying to find a radiator.
Did you find one?
I don't think he has yet.
All right, well, don't push too hard. Be careful,
George is
okay?
super paranoid, you guys. Like he
Oh,
sees
okay.
BCI everywhere. It's bad. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Ms. Eveslage, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit WW 3B. And if you could just look at that and tell us what that is.
Yes, okay, this
a
is just
transcript that
refreshed
corresponds to the call that was just played
my
in
memory.
reference to Googling something.
So when they went to Canada, they went through Montana. And that is the way that the BCI assumed that
And
they
is
would
that
come back
recording that we
in,
just
and they
listened to, the
didn't.
actual recording
They
that was,
went in through
captured
North Dakota.
during
They
the US Election
re-entered
warrant in 2017.
the
Yes.
United States from Canada in North
State's
Dakota.
Exhibit WW
Right?
4.
Yes, I think that's right. I'm so rusty at streaming. Like being up on Allie's panel was
This
easy
is a
because she
text
was in
message
charge of
conversation
everything.
Between Jake Wagner and the new owner of the 260 Peterson Road property, Dwayne Deweese, with his phone number listed there. This was a conversation that began on June 15, 2017, with some corresponding text messages about BCI activity on the Peterson Road property.
Okay. And then WW5.
So that text that they're talking about
This
there,
first page is
this is, hold on.
incoming. The first two are incoming text messages from Dwayne Deweese
Oh my
to
God, what the
Jake
hell?
Wagner's phone. Would you like me to read them for the jury?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, I called sheriff about the Thompson guy, and investigators are at
Cripes.
farm today digging the crap out of lot behind barn. Wish someone would let us know. An additional incoming message. What the hell is going on? All that they will say is they will be done by Friday night.
Okay. So at this point in, when is this? June 15th? Okay. At this point, the Wagner family has moved to Alaska and they've sold their home. So Jake here is texting back and forth with the new property owners. Okay. All right. There you, that's the
Jake Wagner
background.
responds, what are they doing? Another response. I don't know what they're looking for, but I know that they have harassed us so much that I won't talk to them anymore. If they don't have a warrant, I tell them to, and it continues into the next message, take a hike.
And that's all from Jake to Mr. Deweese, correct?
Yes, those last three I just read.
Okay. And then WW6.
Further conversation between Jake and Dwayne Deweese. This was an incoming text message. Joe told me they're looking for bullets. We are there weekends when possible. This is the third time they have seized the property. I just get a, continuing into the next message, a courtesy call. They don't need permission. Jake replies, what the heck, they are retarded. And if ask a lawyer because they need a warrant to search and you could sue them. An additional response, I'm very sorry. They are doing that to you guys. But seriously, if you did not get permission and they don't have a warrant, then they can't do that. You can, continuing to the next message, sue them.
And WW7.
Additional outgoing messages from Jake Wagner on June 15th. Did they give you a warrant the first time they searched, or did you get permission? Joe told me they are tearing up the place with a track hoe. If they are, continuing to the next message, sue them for destruction of property, because Dwayne, they won't stop till you do, because the family members that are mad at me told them I must have did, continuing it, and said I did things I did not do. Now they think I did it and won't leave us alone. Now, if you don't care, they're digging, then let them dig. But they, continuing to the next message, won't fit, pay to fix it back. They destroyed $20K worth of my stuff and caused mental damage to the kids. Don't let them walk over you.
And WW8.
The final message in this conversation was from Dwayne to Jake. They leave the warrants on the kitchen table. Will you read them when they get there? Excuse me. Didn't expect any of this, but nothing anyone can do.
I might go to WW10 next. I think it's. Yep.
This is call number 1493. On this particular line, it occurred at on June 15, 2017, at 1744. It was a voice call from George Wagner's phone to Billy Wagner's phone. And the notation here was that Angela Wagner was using Billy Wagner's phone during the recording. The context notes are George and Angela Wagner discussed BCI activity at 260 Peterson Road in response to Jake Wagner receiving messages from Dwayne DeWeese regarding BCI activity on the property.
Okay. And if we can play the audio, it would be WW10A.
Hello?
Hey,
Yeah,
Dwayne is texting Jason at that one barn. Apparently they are down there again today digging up everything inside the barn, the whole shaboodle.
inside the barn.
No, Jake said behind the barn.
Behind what barn?
Which barn, Jake? Yeah, they're digging up behind the barn. They're digging up everything down there. Said they'd be done by Friday.
Wait a minute, which barn are they digging behind?
I don't know.
Have they showed him a search warrant?
Jake is asking that. Jake said they ain't got a new one that's recent up to date. They don't go screw themselves.
Well, he needs to ask them and find out if they've supplied him with a new one every single time they've been down there.
Hey, every time they come down there on a separate day, they have to have a new one.
Right, I know that.
Well, I
Wait,
think
listen,
they-
tell Jake it's important he finds out, because the attorney told me that if anything else happens, if they do anything else, to call him and let him know.
Hang on, what's it? Oh, they're out there digging with a trackhoe and a bobcat, Mom.
Behind what barn?
Which barn are they digging behind? You don't know. Ask him.
And ask him if they said, because they've been down there like 3 times.
Ask if they just don't use search warrants every time they've been down there. Ask Dwayne if they go search warrants every time they've been down there. I'll let you know what they say, Mom.
All right, Letty.
Okay.
Okay, and again, can you tell us who the voices were on that call?
George Wagner and Angela Wagner. George Wagner appeared to be asking Jake Wagner questions in the background, relaying information to Angela.
Okay, so although this is George Wagner's phone calling Billy Wagner's phone, it's actually Angela Wagner that he's talking to.
Yes.
Going to hand you what's been marked as State Exhibit WW10B, and just ask you to look at that and identify that.
This is a transcript of the corresponding recording that was just played for the jury.
And what time of day did that call occur?
The time on the information from the call was at 5:44 p.m., 17:44.
Okay.
And all those timestamps were in local time to where the system is, Ohio. So in Alaska, I don't remember what the specific time difference was, but there was a time difference in Alaska compared to Ohio, obviously with the time zones. So that was a local time to us monitoring in Ohio.
Okay. WW11.
This is a recording from call number 1498, took place on June 15th, 2017, at 17:53. It is a voice call from George Wagner's phone to Billy Wagner's phone. And again, Angela Wagner is using Billy Wagner's phone in this recording. The context notes here say George and Angela Wagner discussed BCI activity at 260 Peterson Road in response to Jake Wagner receiving messages from Dwayne DeWeese regarding BCI activity on the property.
Okay. And Mr. Wilson, can we play WW11A, the audio related to this call?
Hello?
Hey. Just explain about that search warrant thing, since that's, there's so times they've been there. And he said,
Yeah.
you get these kinds of courtesy calls saying they don't need permission or warrants or anything, but they don't need it, they're doing it anyway.
Did you tell him that was okay?
I don't know if he did or not. He told me it was okay for him to do it. They don't know, but he said that's all he got was a courtesy call and saying that he didn't have to say yes or no, they can do what.
What the heck do they say that they're looking for?
I don't know, but you need to tell the attorney if they went down there and searched it without warrants.
Give me the other one, give me the other one. I'm going to do the other office today.
Well, you see, that's.
How long are they gonna be, how long are they gonna be there?
Apparently I told Dwayne he'd be down Friday.
What's today, Wednesday?
What? Yes.
107. I'll go back to, I'll back up 10 seconds. I go to 57.
Well, see, that's.
How long is it gonna be, how long is it gonna be there?
Apparently it's going to be on Friday.
What's today, Wednesday? Thursday. When did they start?
Jake, when did they start? Yesterday?
Well, I'm guessing it.
I guess yesterday, Mom.
And what part of the digging time?
You know, starting to dig in my day.
Okay, first I want to say, welcome, faraway eyes, to the Fall Club. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining memberships. I appreciate it very much. Y'all support means the world to me. I want to tell y'all a little, give y'all a little like of what's going on. Basically, what the defense's issue is, and this is going to carry on after the day has ended. Okay, there's going to be this part of it, like it's a hearing outside of the presence of the jury at the end of the day, and I feel like it happened today around 4. Ironically, 4. Okay, the defense has an issue with the portions of audio being played. They claim that there is some of it's out of context, and that like there's one specific call between George Wagner and Chris Newcomb, okay, which is his uncle. It is Angela's half brother, and that they played the part of the call that was they considered to be incriminating. And the defense is saying, well, it's out of context, as if that's the only reason why George called Chris. Well, just wait. Hey, support with Steffa. Hey, you guys, guess what day it is? It is support with Steffa's birthday. Happy birthday, support with Steffa. So that's what their issue is. Okay. So at the end of the day, court's adjourned. They have this whole like thing afterwards at this hearing where they start playing the audio in its entirety. And it's only like about an hour of audio all together. But wait until we get there. If I would just be quiet and play this, we would get there a lot quicker. Okay, here we go.
It's going to be mine. Yeah, I can tell you that.
I gotta take this to minimize.
Okay. And Ms. Everslade, at the very end of that, it says minimize. Can you tell us what that denotes, sir?
That would be the system when it stops recording. I can't say for certain why the monitor did that, but they believe that there was no further pertinent conversation. That would be when you would initiate minimization.
Okay. Going to approach you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit WW11B. You can go ahead and look at that and tell me what that is.
This is a transcript for the recording that was just played, call number 1498.
Okay. Did you say 1498?
Yes.
State's Exhibit WW12. Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
This is call 1503. It took place on June 15th, 2017 at 18:25, 6:25 p.m. It is a voice call from George Wagner's phone to Billy Wagner's phone. And the context notes are that George and Billy Wagner discussed BCI activity at 260 Peterson Road, and if search warrants were obtained.
And Mr. Wilson, could we please play State's Exhibit WW12A?
In fact, you know what? I think I might skip to that because it's so good and you're going to hear all of it and the most important part. So let me do that because that's what I really want you guys to hear is these parts, because the argument made by the defense is that it's harmful and prejudicial to their client, right? But then they end up, so the judge is going to take this under advisement and he's going to rule on it today or tomorrow morning. But hold on, I want you guys to see this part. Hold on. Let me just all right. So the judge is going to hear them and all of that. So he hears them and then he's going to make this ruling on it. Oops, wrong thing. He's going to make a ruling on it in the morning, and I am just fascinated by it because they're yeah, I didn't mean to click that. Because when you hear these audios, it's "Hi, Sky Flashed. Good to see you." When you guys hear it in its entirety, I don't know why they chose this hill. This was the wrong hill to choose, but here we go. All right, let's see if all right, here we go. Let me add it to the stream. Skip around a little bit because this is what I want you guys to hear because this is the most ridiculous.
Over here, is that mic picking it up?
They jumped it over to our stuff.
Oh,
So
all right,
it should
okay.
like just like everything.
Yes.
A portion of that, later identify this as Wagner exhibit.
Do it.
Hold on.
We'll later identify this as Wagner exhibit 25, the entire call, 1503.
And state objects to it. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Cool. So the objection's over, the defense may play the defense.
I'll call you back. No, I think that's what we'll do.
This is what I wanted you guys to see. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
I want you guys to hear this hearing because this is the important part.
Like literally on fire. Okay.
And I don't want to read this in the records, so you can waste your time, you can either read it or listen to it. But we believe there are portions here
All right, hold on.
that are in the case.
Also, I'm very annoyed with the defense, which it's not because of their objections. I understand the point that they're attempting to make here. It's just the wrongest hill ever on this. And in my opinion, it's not a good idea. But they never make their objections or arguments in the vicinity of a freaking microphone. Oh, yes, I did. And we're going to talk about that as well. I was telling everybody, Sky Flash, that Dr. B was here this last week, and so all we did was just had a little girl time. And so I did, like watch the trial here and there, and I did watch that hearing. And yes, we will definitely talk about that. I don't know if we'll get to it tonight, but I promise you we'll talk. I'll put it on the schedule for tomorrow for sure. But I'm annoyed that the dadgum defense table cannot make a single objection or an argument anywhere near a dadgum microphone. So annoying. Okay.
Or we can provide you with calls themselves.
All right, here we go. Let me turn it up.
As you can tell from these telephone calls are very clear. Not really
Oh my gosh.
on these telephones, which is fortunate. But on 1586, which is actually split, that's called between George and Angela. And the problem is, Judge, that whatever excerpt the state plays, the jury is left with the impression that was the only thing talked about in the phone call. And I think that is misleading when there's a small snippet. For example, last call, I believe they played the first 2 minutes
Aw.
of a 13-minute conversation. And the jury's left with the impression that's what the call was all about.
My oldest daughter
Many different
is
things.
oh wait, I read that wrong. Never mind.
Where, they're only taking out the snippets and portions they think are wrong.
Y'all, I'm so rusty at streaming. I don't even know how y'all are even here. I'm annoyed with myself.
And so with this next one, 1586.
Okay, so here they are. This blah 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 context blah 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 blah. Yeah, you go ahead and play that. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Oh, hold on.
including.
Just let them play it.
He's talking about other.
Yeah, argue, 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 argue. Argue some more.
Person. And there was some discussion about that person not knowing that this investigation was going on, wasn't told, and could potentially have some lawsuit against the Wagners for the destruction of their property. And so there was just that part that we didn't hear, but that could put the concern in perspective about digging the property.
Which call?
That's on 1580.
Yeah, let's just.
Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that one first. I'm not sure what is in the transcript. Council is indicating that there's a discussion there about the possibility of a lawsuit because VCI is digging up the farm that was sold to the new owner. So let's deal with that first. I mean, is that in there? If it's in
I
there,
wonder
we
if
can argue that that's
when
not
you
relevant
sell your home,
Yeah, so.
if you have to disclose to the buyers or potential buyers that you're a suspect in a unaliving of 8 members of a single family, and that the laws may be coming to your property looking for any evidence. I wonder if you have to disclose that as a seller.
First 2 minutes, it's in this last.
Yeah.
They talk about their own doors.
Yeah. Let's hear about these. Play these audios and let the jury hear all of the conversations that you think are going to help.
In addition to, just whether we're doing an open board or whether or not we're
Yeah,
sitting,
I suppose it.
however you want to do it.
Well, we need to make a record, I think, somehow. So if we don't make a record, it's got to have to be played here in court.
Yeah, play it for us. We want to hear it, Your Honor.
Let me ask one thing before we play these things. As far as cross-examination is concerned, is the position then that the defense
Tell y'all anyway. I was going to say that I thought what Molson was saying is that his youngest's birthday is the 21st of December, which or his, did he say oldest or youngest? Anyway, I was going to say, my oldest daughter is the 22nd of November. I don't know. I'm a mess. That's what I'm saying. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, do you have to disclose that a potential? I know that if a unaliving was committed in the home within a certain time frame, that the and it varies state to state as to what that is, that you have to disclose that to any potential buyers. But see, that's not what happened here. This property that was purchased would have been the property the Wagners owned, and where much of the evidence is alleged to have been destroyed or gotten rid of, like bullets buried, guns destroyed, stuff like that. And I wonder if they have to disclose that, or would have had to disclose that they were part of a murder investigation, because the truth of the matter is, when this search of this search that George is talking about in this phone call about, being worried that they were going to get sued or whatever happened. This was after they had come back from Alaska the first time from their vacation. And then they decided, hell yeah, we're going to move to Alaska. Right. And they were already living in Alaska when this more extensive, where they were digging and using ground penetrating radar and stuff like that out at their old place. So and you figure 30 days to close, you know what I mean? Like, they certainly knew when they came back from, because you can hear it in the audio that they're about to play. Like, some of this stuff is before they'd actually moved to Alaska. So, like, they know that they're being surveilled, or they don't know. Well, the state says they knew, but I think it's difficult because I haven't heard them state that outright but they certainly feel that the BCI is watching them faux show. I don't know if they knew they were being recorded or not, because it's hard to know if somebody doesn't state it outright. But anyway, I'll keep going.
Discussed in the context of the.
No, I think that's perfectly appropriate to say,
Bye-bye.
on that call. It wasn't just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's nothing.
Okay, play
This
the
is for the record,
audio.
1686, which is exhibit.
All right, here we go.
Hello? Hey, sorry, I lost service. It's all right. Anyway, I got there, so like up here where he's at, and said out here, there's no building permits, no nothing. People build, people off, there's no inspections, no nothing. Oh, wow.
Well, anyway, look, where we're at, where we're getting this house at, I put it in your name. Where we're at out there, there's no one out there. on
I
the
don't
road
either,
that gets
Corky.
a,
I don't.
welding shop.
Jake told me that, they asked, like, is it close enough to town to run a B&B on it?
Probably.
You said there's 3 acres, didn't you?
No, there's 4.
4? Okay, well. can we
Yes,
knock
4.
1 acre of it off in the far corner after we buy it?
Well, here's how this works. She won't sell it to us. She wants to sell it for owner finance, $180,000, okay? And it's nice. And the reason she's doing it is because she can't get anybody, they call it a Morphodite house. The guy that does her work for her, it does where they took, built over the house trailer and everything.
No, we
And,
still over like we did.
Except, here's the thing, it looks like you built a real nice cedar house with the cedar siding that lays on its side, you know?
Yeah.
Looks like you built one of those and stuck a house trailer through the middle of it, because for some crazy reason, they didn't go all the way to the ends of the house trailer. It'd be real easy to cover up.
Does it have the wings on the side of it?
Well, here's it looks like you just built a little square house, like, you know, with cedar siding. They went way up, got a full basement underneath of it that's actually livable, like a room.
All right, just so you guys know, because it's I watched in Law and Crime Chat today. In fact, Mrs. O and I were, or Mrs. M and I were in there together talking to each other, but nobody was prepared for George Wagner, the fourth voice. That's him on the audio, and then it's Angela Wagner. They're talking about this home that they want to purchase in Alaska, and they're going to put they cannot get financing through a traditional bank because of the way that the additions were added onto this home. The whole thing sounds like a scam to me, but whatever. Anyway, they can't go through a bank to get financing. It has to be owner financed. So they're going to rent it for a year and then do owner financing, but they're putting it in George's name. So this is the amount of distancing George is doing, like his defense attorneys claim. Okay, this is the most distancing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, here we go.
And stop it. And but they didn't. They left the house trailer stick out on each end so far because they were going to finish covering it up, and they just never got to it. But the bank will not listen to it. A couple people have tried to get loans. And for some reason, I guess because they did it that way, she's saying that the bank won't loan, they won't loan on it. So she won't sell it as an owner finance. But here's what she wants to do. She's had several people go in there and say, yes, we want to do this. So
this whole thing sounds like a scam to me. If you cannot get, I understand not having good credit, and so having a non-traditional bank finance and going owner financing makes sense. That's different. But when you have a structure that is put together in a ramshackle way,
here's what she wants to do. She wants to
so that a bank won't finance it, that's an issue.
So we're going to rent it for a whole year, okay? Yeah. At the end of that year, if we still like it and don't want to leave, which we won't because it's perfect for us, then she is going to take, she wanted 25% down. She'd come down to 15, but she said she would work with us if we really were interested in it at the end of the year. So she'll probably only want like 10% down.
Okay.
And, right. So here's what we have to give her $1,000. Go ahead. Okay. We have to give her $1,000 deposit, which that comes off of your down payment later.
Okay. What I'm saying is, when they built over it, they just built like siding on most of it, or did they add rooms on the side of it?
No, they added rooms.
So basically like the old cedar house.
Yes, but they didn't do the whole entire trailer. On each end, there is a section of the trailer sticking out.
So they basically just build a room in the center of it,
Right.
instead of finishing the two ends like we did all the way down.
Right, but it is completely finished, like the part they added on is finished. It's not like the end isn't OSB and the side, it's completely finished. And it looks real nice and neat, and it wouldn't be that hard. It would not be hard at all to finish covering it up so you cannot see the trailer at all. But we
Well,
don't
they
do anything like
left,
that.
and they left owing money and
How big is
damages.
the pieces that did not get finished? Are they big enough to make another room on, or?
Oh, yeah.
So I can go ahead and finish it up, and lay down what looks like the old cedar house, put a porch around it.
Yes.
Yes?
But here's the difference with this one. This one has a full basement.
Okay, is it the full basement underneath the wings too, or?
I don't know that. I think
Okay, well,
I think it's under the trailer and the add-on.
Okay, how
But
wide is
they got a
that?
big wood, they got a big, Lord, I don't know. I sent you a picture, you didn't get it?
No, I never got them, all right, you sent them my, other phone.
Okay, well, I'll send you one. Have you got service right now?
As of right now, yeah, but anyways, we're in, Palmer right now.
Well, this
which
is
is
what
like
they're
30
doing to
miles
get
from
away
Anchorage, I
from
think.
Pike,
So we'll get through
where they
Anchorage, and then
unalived
we'll be
8
down there
people.
Probably 2 hours and 15 minutes or so.
Keep
Okay,
listening.
well, listen, if you need to stop for anything, all those little stores on the Stewart Highway between Anchorage and here that were closed when we came through the first time, all that stuff's open up now.
Yeah, that guy said it's busy this time of year. I stopped at the.
It is, it's not, George, it is, it's not, it's busy,
I
but
know
it's
that.
still not.
I know, this is what I'm trying to tell you, though. You remember the guy we stopped on my Stewart Highway with, he got the jerky, the old man?
Yeah,
Well, that's Grandpa, okay? He did this stop
Yeah.
on the Toke Highway here and found grandson. See, the Grandpa, his son is the one that makes the jerky. Well, Grandpa and grandson,
I don't know. I guess I don't know what George wanted a dadgum basement for. Angela's excited about this huge kitchen, which all I could think of when she was talking about the huge kitchen is, you're going to get the new wives to clean the kitchen for you, Angela. Like, she's just, ugh.
Anyway, that kid said that he sells between 150 and 200 bags of that jerky a day. They're in person. Oh my God.
Now they want to make a jerky factory.
Okay?
George's
He sells
dream.
7 days a week, because he's only up here for 5 months. He lives in Utah, the kid does.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Apparently Grandpa lives in somewhere else, and, I think his dad lives somewhere else. I don't even think they all live here. They only come up for tourist season.
okay.
But anyway, he works for a diesel mechanic in Utah at his buddy's shop all winter, comes up here and sells jerky all winter, or all summer.
Okay,
But
yeah.
just in the summer, now I'm assuming it takes a lot of buffalo and the elk and the deer and everything to butcher it. But, he said that between him and his grandfather, with what they sell a day at tourist season, they make about $800,000.
Huh?
Yeah.
They make $800,000.
You're gonna steal a grandfather and grandson's business out from under him. You're gonna start your own jerky business. Jeez, people are a piece of work.
So they spend about $500,000 with the seasonings and the processing fees and buying the meat off the farmers, because they buy it off the elk farmers and buffalo farmers and stuff.
Right.
They spend about $500,000 a year on all this stuff to get it there, and their expenses for traveling and staying out here and stuff, because they clear about 90 to 100 each.
Wow.
Your
And
math
then
don't
he clears
sound right,
another, like,
George.
70, I think he said, off being a diesel mechanic in the winter down there in Utah.
Well, I hope nothing goes wrong when we get to stay.
I do too, because this place is a moneymaker.
I know.
I just don't want to have to leave, Mom. I'm trying to drag me out of here. I'm not doing it.
I don't need it.
And now Jake, he's stressed out again, because they're down there destroying that piece of property, and he's scared to death that Dwayne's gonna get mad at him.
Well, he can't do nothing to us, George. We have no control over that.
I know that, Mom, but still, he can say that you never told me you were gonna be investigating, they were gonna destroy it. I mean, we never knew, but.
Yeah, I know that, and he could sue us. I know it said, George, but it would take forever because we have to, that we have no control over that.
I know that.
And I
I don't
understand
see
that.
how they have the right to go down to the freaking back of a bobcat and dig everything up.
Okay, let me explain something to you. I told Jake this, okay? When they went out to Granny, whenever they came to the window, she asked them, she said, what are you doing here? You got a warrant? And that Jenny woman, that agent, that Jenny that stayed with her the last time, you know?
Yeah.
That was there. Her and her guy, and there was another car, two guys in it out there. Well, the Jenny and that other BCI agent, he got out and come to the window. They didn't let him in. They just, opened that kitchen window, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Granny came out of the bathroom and Robin was talking to someone through the window. She was telling them, she was fighting with them, telling them to leave, that they wasn't welcome there.
Yeah.
So when Granny got over there, Granny asked him, said, what are you doing here? Do you have a search warrant? And that's what they said. Same thing supposedly Blaine said. They said, no, we don't need a search warrant. We're just here for a courtesy call. We just thought you could answer some questions for us.
Yeah, but see,
They were hoping, here's the thing. They were hoping that she would just fall for it and be like, oh, okay, well, anyway, they hung around a while and tried to ask her questions anyway. And then she said, hey, look, I've had enough. You've done it.
I'm going to have to pause it real quick.
You've ruined my family. You've ruined our business.
All right, I'm going to pause it real quick. The amount of times that the Wagners claim there was no, that the BCI didn't get search warrants is ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. Because when the BCI, when these crimes occurred, okay, the BCI was invited in because it was, they have more resources, right, than the local police department. Okay. So when this happened, the BCI, before they processed the scenes at all, went and got search warrants. Before they took a photograph, before they collected any item of evidence, they went and got search warrants. They were meticulous in getting the search warrants. So I can't understand. I don't understand. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me why they're always claiming they don't have search warrants. They ain't got search warrants. They ain't got search warrants. They had search warrants. They're not coming out to your property and digging up stuff. They don't need a search warrant to speak to you if that's what she's talking about. But whatever, you're the one that got your mom in trouble by forging that document, Angela. She's the one that forged the custody papers.
We didn't do anything, and you're out here harassing us. I've had enough. You don't have a search warrant, you need to leave. They didn't have no search warrant.
It's bad, Sky Flashed.
What they told Dwayne that they were giving him a courtesy call, they were searching the place. I guess Dwayne had a search warrant and said, we don't really need one, but it's in the mail on its way to you. You'll get it eventually.
Stop it, George.
They can't do that.
That's what they told Dwayne.
No, that's what Dwayne told you.
They can't
And
do that.
Dwayne, the first time they searched the thing, Stan, well, that was after the first time. He still ain't got the search warrant from it in the mail.
They don't mail you
Yeah,
search
they-
warrants.
search warrant.
They're served on the property. What are you talking
Even
about?
The first time they searched?
No, he hasn't seen no search warrant.
Well, there's nothing that they get down there is submissible. There's nothing they're going to find
Submissible.
anyway.
All right,
And nothing
Angela.
that they get is submissible. They have to have a search warrant.
I know that, it doesn't matter, then they get.
Well, nothing they get down there is submissible. It's admissible, ma'am.
And they're a bunch of dust cards, and they had all these people from Facebook and topics down there running around taking videos going in and out of everything, saying, here's this, here's that, I know they're guilty, I know they are. Doesn't say they didn't go down there and be the ones who knows what happened and who done it, and then plant something to scream, oh, they done it, I know it was them. And then just the BCI back down there.
Nobody from Facebook was down there screaming, I knowed it was them. Stop it, George. Now, they may have been taking pictures and stuff, but you need to stop.
We were out there 4 days before they searched it, and now we've been out there for over a month. There's nothing down there, even if somebody planted something, there's nothing from us. If they do find something, somebody had to plant it, which means it's still not submissible because it was no longer ours and we weren't there. And we have people, and we can prove that April, Manley, and Chelsea are deliberately making up lies to try and fix Jake. So they're so vindictive, the Manleys and Chelsea is, that they were probably involved with the freaking thing, and they had evidence of it that deliberately went down there and planted it to try and fix Jake so so they can blame it on him and get out of it themselves.
Well, I don't know, we'll talk about it when you get here, but, I don't know. but
You
if-
see her?
I'm gonna call the attorney tomorrow and I'm
You need
gonna
to tell him this stuff, and tell him, you wanna know if they, even if somebody plants.
We'll
something,
talk
they
about it
know
when you
if
get
it's
here.
legal or not. You need to ask him.
I will tomorrow, I'll ask him and I'll.
Because
see what
nobody's
he
been
says.
out there to keep people out of that freaking place, and who knows who's planted what.
Okay, hey, George, that's fine, we'll talk about it when you get here. Now, I know, I'm upset, you're upset.
They're
I
severely
know.
ticking me off. Did Jake tell you
I
about
know.
SCI today?
All about the car?
Yeah, but I came through the border and like 10 miles outside of the border, I looked in my rearview mirror. And when I came through the border, there was 9 cars behind me, all pickup trucks, all looked like freaking Mad Max Warrior machines and Burt Gummers deuce and a half shredded by the streakers off number 2, Termer. And mine and Jake's truck looks like that too, I might add, with parts hanging off of them and crap falling off everywhere. But anyway.
No malicious.
Nothing nice and clean. 10 miles down the road. there's
Her
little
trial's coming
shiny
up in
black-
November.
Dark charcoal gray car with dark black windows. It's got
George, you're on a 10, bud. You need to take it down to like a 6. You're really sweating for somebody who ain't guilty.
I my mirror off. I looked back, I could barely see it. It was fairly far back. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no other tag in America that has a red band around it. And then I looked at the back of the trailer tag on Jake. Identical, freaking Ohio plate. And this car was spotlessly freaking clean without a speck of dust or dirt on it anywhere.
Oh my God.
Now, there is an Alaska plate that looks like a Ohio plate, but it's not.
Jake's,
No,
or
it's passed,
George
Mom.
seeing
Then I
BCI
realized
everywhere.
Ohio plate. I hollered at Jake, told him to put his forward on, pull over real quick, and then I'd hang back. And I hung back, they passed me, and when they passed me, it's kind of like Ricky Bobby, shake the bake time. Jake hit his forward, when I hit the brakes, and they passed me. It's too late for them to get back in behind Jake, and they passed me. Sure enough, Ohio plate.
Ohio plates.
And the minute they passed, I swore it got right back behind them, and I had to wait up on Jake. They literally went from creeping along behind me to where when basically they seen that I busted them. And they swore down the freaking road like 120, and me and Jake ain't seen them since.
Exactly, Skyflash.
So they went from creeping along behind me to running
Absolutely,
120
Molson
miles an
man.
hour, and I couldn't even keep up with them.
Why were you trying to keep up with them, George? What were you going to do?
Well, everything will be fine. I'm done some face and everything will
I
be fine.
know, but anyways, they have, I'll go drive back up to Coke once I get my license changed and address and stuff. Because, you know, Brian has his camo gun.
Yeah.
I have to buy another one of camo for it, but they sell a cricket up there at the old gun store in Coke. But it looks like a Navy SEAL.
Y'all,
type
Bullvine's
rifle,
like
got the
3.
little
He's talking about getting him a cricket. I think it's a firearm.
But it's a cricket, that's what it is, it's a modified cricket.
Yeah. Hey,
Bullvine's
let's call-
3.
Talk to Jake real quick and I'll call you right back, okay?
Okay, well, anyway, I just wanted to tell you that, I want to go buy it for him.
All right, okay, that's fine, love you.
Well, I'm curious, what's the state, why does the state feel that the part that the state played is relevant to the case?
As far as the house being in George's name in Alaska.
Break it down,
George was making
sis.
Statements, they said he hated his family and was trying to get away from them, and that's clearly not true.
Correct.
And in an attempt to distance himself from the crimes and committing crimes with them. So that's why we thought it was pertinent.
It's very pertinent. Let's
But the exculpatory, you're saying, shouldn't be brought in. Why?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
The exculpatory portion.
None of that's exculpatory.
Well, because the law of completeness is to make sure that the jury is not left with some misconception of the portion that we talked about and how,
Out at that.
Yeah. Let's just play the.
And you've made your argument. This one is what number?
All right.
Hello.
Anyway, I was saying with our trucks are still.
This Jake.
The car was not. The car had a woman driving it with no luggage in the car, except in the cook in the trunk, but there was a car with no luggage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, about that, it was a big guy.
Probably. Did she just drive by you?
But it passed. She passed us before we were on top of the hill, kind of slow pull over so she could get around. Kind of like,
Yeah.
like kind of big courtesy to her. And the way she went around, she flew. I mean, got boom out. And then, the only thing it was a high tag, and it looked like a bad car. It's like a dragon awakened inside my truck's engine. And we took off like a rocket.
Sky flashed.
It took off like a rocket. Even uphill. I was going 70 uphill. And we was catching up. And I kid you not. As soon as we was quiet, I'm on the phone.
Oh.
Anyway, it was starting to catch up. I was probably maybe not even 100 yards from her. And
Yeah.
she, like floored it. I mean, she went like a rocket.
Wow.
She escaped. I have no idea where she went. She escaped. And
Escaped.
I mean, it was a rough road, and she bounced gone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh. Well, anyway, it probably was, Jake. They're wasting 10 tons of money.
Oh, I know what they're doing too. I know if it was BCI, I know why she's here. You know why?
Why?
Because they're searching until tomorrow down there at the farm. That way,
Right.
if they found something, she's right here to nail us.
True.
I know.
True.
The thing is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd see a bunch of creds. I don't
Well,
know
Dr.
if
Wright.
they can follow.
Angela doesn't want any of them talking about this kind of stuff on the phone. And the boys just they don't listen to her. They be calling mama for everything.
Okay.
Anyway, though, are you doing okay? I mean, you guys are all right. I know your truck's messing up, but you're all right?
We know trucks this now.
Well, you've had a few issues with it, but other than that, are you okay?
I ain't had very many issues. One, the radiator exploded. What we did. And two, it was mechanic error, and the fan clutch caught the wire. They right together. And then the only thing is all those bumps out through there, and the vibration caused the power steering company to fall off.
Well, it sounds like you've been having trouble, Jake. Why you want to argue with your mother?
They came in today, so I stopped to pick them up. I got them in the hotel room.
Okay, well, what did you get?
AC condenser and the new fan clutch. Clutch fan, however you say it.
Okay. I told George to tell you not to get the AC condenser because it don't get AC.
Oh, well, you can take it back. I got the receipt.
How much was
You
it?
wanted let's see, it was $241 for the clutch fan and $150 some, I think, or something like that for the AC condenser.
Okay. I mean, I don't need it right now. We can return it if we need the money.
Well, I don't know, Jake, we're doing our best. It's up to you. I ordered them. They came in, I had to order them. I picked them up this morning for you to make sure that you had to have them. You needed them, so they're here. If you need them, if you don't, that's up to you. But the other thing is, I sent that guy that application, so he should be getting back with me here any minute. And then everything will be fine, and then we'll go out there tomorrow evening and look at everything. And
Oh no, it's about to get worse, Sky Flash.
Thank you. I already thank you, but she was so bad on that plane, Jake. Oh my gosh. She bit me on the plane.
Oh my.
She broke the television on the plane.
Oh my.
Yeah, they have TVs now in the back of the seat where you can watch like new releases, like New Beauty and the Beast and the Shipwreck movie. You can watch all of them, right?
Yeah.
And every seat has one. And Borman was watching Beauty and the Beast. Then he watched the Doggy movie. Then he watched Mickey Mouse and Lion Guard. He played those video games. And Sophie wouldn't leave hers alone.
All right, so this is Angela ratting out Sophie, or Sophia, Jake's daughter.
But still, she done that flopping and kicking and screaming on the plane. And then I tried to hug her and everything, and she bit me. and screamed that I'm hurting her to let go.
I hope you switched your butt.
I did when we got back to the hotel. And then when the hotel, oh my gosh, we got on a taxi, you know, and got to the hotel, and oh my goodness, so we got to the hotel, and I had her on her little hour, and she would not stop trying to jerk me across the floor and stuff. So when I got her to the room, I gave her a thank you. And then today, well, she was
Emo
kind of bad all
warrior
week doing the same thing. the whole
Sky
time. And then today we
flashed.
got the taxi to come down here, and it's about 2.5 hour drive, right?
She's
my God,
ratting out her
she doesn't say
granddaughter.
anything. She pulled Bullvine's hair, hit Bullvine in the face. Tried to rip the guy's credit card machine apart. It was horrible. She did the same thing. She hit me again and started screaming I was hurting her.
Did you spank her again?
Yep. Sure did. I mean, she's been mean to Bullvine. Oh my gosh, she has been so mean. And I know some of it is because, you know, she misses you really bad, and Bullvine misses his daddy and stuff, but oh my gosh, she's been being mean to him so much, it's not funny.
Boy, she's
I
really
mean,
acting
I'm
out,
not
Angela.
picking
Wonder
up
why
for
that
herself. I'm saying,
is.
like, she's been starting fights on purpose with him. I don't know, maybe she might just be acting out a little bit or something, but, and on the plane, I got to tell you something. Do you ever buy plane tickets off of like Expedia or something like that, like I did? And it tells you the last 4 seats? Don't think they're joking.
Why would anybody think they're
They're
joking,
telling the truth.
Angela?
We got the last 4 seats, so can you imagine where we were?
The back.
We were on the very back, we were right next to the bathroom, which was.
So poor Sophia is out here acting out because she misses her mother. You know, the one your son unalived, both your sons.
Did George tell you that?
Who?
BCI.
BCI was here for?
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
pretty sure it was, well, it'd either BCI or somebody, that they were watching us. And when you get in the line to go through security, there were guys watching this.
Apparently, Angela hasn't flown anywhere since 9/11 because Jesus fuck, she thinks everybody's BCI.
Security, it was like, you know, you got hundreds of people in Seattle, you know, going through that line, right? It's like a big day, like Lucy Lucy, okay? And you're going through it, and when you get down there to the last little section, they had a Irish setter there that was a dirt dog. And they had her there with these 2 guys, and they had security tags on and stuff. I don't know if they're for the airport or not, but they had security tags on. They had that dog, and they were about 10 people in front of us. They started, just 10 people in front of us, they started taking that dog past their bags, right? Well, I had my blue bag that I had, you know, my medicine stuff in it, and I tried to get past Bullvine so the dog could smell it so that, you know, wouldn't be no interruptions or anything. Well, they totally bypassed me, but when we got next to your dad, he ran the dog around Dad's bag twice. And then as soon as he went around Dad's bag, the guy that was up there at the corner waiting 10 people ahead of us said, that's good, we don't need to do it no more, thanks.
That's not BCI. They do randoms. Stop it, Angela.
So
BCI ain't followed you to the airport, ma'am.
They're watching us, they're following us or whatever. Yeah, they're probably gonna do it until they find somebody else to take on.
Yeah, I would
They're
say
just
so.
picking on y'all,
Oh,
huh?
something else too. I talked to the guy, you know, that had my car, because I had to send him a copy, you know, of the title and everything.
Uh-huh.
And he said nobody had been there to look at the car, and it was getting ready to Tuesday, and they took it down, and it was still on the barge. But
You're checking up on your vehicle to see if anybody's down there checking it out, Angela? That's not suspicious.
Anything about it. But
yes, cement shoes.
You know, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well,
or am
she
I
said some
just
good stuff about us, and
paranoid?
then she said some horrible stuff.
When
sent me a
Michael
message,
Jackson sings the hook.
You know, Facebook message last night. And said
Isn't Rockwell Quincy Jones's son, and that's why
so that
Michael Jackson sung the hook for him?
It's
been a minute.
Have a place where they can go later on in life and see pictures of each other, right, as they grow up. Yeah, I don't know. Wait a minute. No one's allowed to talk about the cave.
Oh, hold on. Angela's about to throw Facebook groups under the bus.
And she sent me a picture collage of one for Sophie that she had made posted in that group. And I'm gonna have you look at it, but she has a bunch of pictures in that I have no idea where she got them.
Maybe from the 87 fake accounts you made in Hannah's name?
I'm gonna find her group, and I'm gonna send her a message.
Uh-oh. Jake's gonna send her a message, y'all.
Every single photo of Sophie off in that group. Well, I'm gonna sue her.
For what?
Yeah, you need to do that because she made a collage all the way. She took pictures of Sophie when she went to the hospital that day. Remember when she was down at the hospital getting ready to have surgery in that little thing?
Mostly bad.
She has those pictures on there. She's got pictures of you in the very beginning, you know. She's got all.
You know, when you post those pictures to Facebook, ding dongs, they no longer belong to you.
On there and they're, you know, that's I haven't said nothing to her yet.
That's a public group for any person in the world to look at.
Jake, you're not fixing to
I know
sue
that.
anybody.
So
Sit
I-
down.
The only thing I said to her was, I didn't know if I would join or not. I would consider it. But right now, I'm so untrusting of everybody because of what they had, the ridicule and everything that they
Oh,
put us through.
Lord,
That
fix
I'm not
it.
sure, but I would let her know because I wanted to wait. And then, you know, I don't want to say no because that will leave a way for us to contact her. But we do need to contact her and tell her you want them. You don't give them permission. You want them.
No, I'm running. This is not going to be no polite message. I'm going to say, look, my mother told me she messaged her, told about this new group. Okay, I want the new group. That's okay. I'm not adding my daughter in that group. I'm not joining that group. That's a public group for the world to see. And I want every single photo you have. I don't care who else in the photo. If it's got my daughter in, you are going to remove it and delete it. Well, I'm going to sue you.
Jake, you can't sue this person.
That's like a face to face.
I don't know, Jake. I don't know. It depends on where she got the photos. I don't know. That's quite because I've done some research on that because
it takes money. I think you got the photos.
You know that crazy Heath Johnson that is, you know, friends with you?
Well, that's 60, George.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, Tabby's husband messaged him and
listen
told
to
him
this.
that he was going to sue him for defamation for the bad stuff he's been saying about Tabby, and told him, "You just keep slapping your dog, Heath Johnson." But I looked up. But anyway, listen, I looked up a bunch of stuff about fake, because see, Tabby turned him in for having a fake Facebook, turned him into Facebook for having a fake Facebook, and Facebook done some research and said that they don't see where it is a fake Facebook and it meets all the requirements and there's nothing they can do. But I looked up on there about like fake Facebooks and stuff, you know, if you can get in trouble for them. Because that Brenda woman said that if I wanted to join the group and didn't want to use my my Facebook, I could make a fake one, just tell her that what my fake one's name is, and they'll know that it's me. Now that's about weird, isn't it?
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Angela, and we'll get back to you in just a minute, ma'am. Basically, Angela did some research about fake Facebooks. And first of all, so somebody invited her to join one of the Facebook groups that were made back in the day. And then they're still there. But you know, Angela and Jake don't have access to them any longer, or no invites because, you know, they're sitting in jail, right, waiting to testify. So the lady that invited her to join this Facebook group told Angela to make a fake Facebook account. So here comes Angela looking up to see if you can get in trouble for making a fake Facebook account. Well, let me say this, Angela, I don't know what you looked at, but I think it's funny that you know, said, isn't that about weird? Like, that's your line, Angela, that's your line in the sand is a fake Facebook account. That is what none of the other stuff that y'all did, you know, purchasing brand new Walmart shoes so that, you know, you could have a plausible deniability. Nobody in our family would wear these shoes. They're ugly, right? Remember that? But then you didn't. But then you threw the shoes away. But you accidentally, on purpose, I don't know what you were thinking, kept that dadgum receipt. Why didn't you throw the receipt away? I bet she's kicking herself in the ass right about now, sitting in the clink, waiting to testify at her oldest son's trial. Right? Why didn't I throw that fucking receipt away? Okay, so basically, hey, Kimberly, good to see you, babe. So basically, let me tell you what Angela had done. All right. It is alleged that Angela created Facebook accounts in Hannah Mae Roden's name and George's ex-wife Tabitha's name. Okay. Which What the lady in the Facebook group was suggesting is for Angela to create an alt account or a sock account. Those are not, that doesn't actually violate Facebook's terms of service. But let me tell you what does violate Facebook's terms of service, Angela, since you did some research. I don't know what you researched because you ain't researched correct. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Welcome to the 11 billion club. Thank you for joining. All right, so let me just say this. I don't know if you retained what you read or what you looked up or what the deal was, but you didn't get to, you did not retain the correct information or the information correctly. Either way, both, I don't know. So an alt account is not illegal, okay? But I'll tell you what Facebook doesn't appreciate and absolutely violates their terms of service is when you create a Facebook account in another person's name, like when you created accounts in Tabitha's name and Hannah's name. That is a violation of Facebook's terms of service. An alt account is not. Don't be ridiculous, Angela. I just find it so preposterous that is her line in the sand. And then here comes Jake. Well, she's got my daughter's pictures and I'm going to sue her. You ain't finna sue nobody, Jake. First of all, you're about a year out from being in the clink your damn self, number one. And number two, when you upload a photo to Facebook, you can be really careful and read the terms of service and read what you're agreeing to, because you really don't. Unless you copyright your material, then it's different. But once you upload a photograph to Facebook, it no longer is private, is the point. And it is no longer your property, is the point, because you've uploaded it to Facebook. So perhaps, Jake, while you're doing the lawyering, you ought to be looking up the correct case law, bud, because you're wrong. You're not suing anybody. But this is listening to all this, what I want y'all to take in is that it's the defense's contention that somehow in all the stuff that we just heard, there's exculpatory evidence of non-guilt as it pertains to George Wagner. No. First of all, as the prosecutor said, George has been saying, not only was I not there, but I didn't plan, I didn't help destroy any evidence, get rid of any evidence, do anything to thwart law enforcement's investigation in any way, shape, or form, and more than that, I'm not like these other Wagners. I am different. I do things the right way. You see, when I wanted custody of my son, I took it to court. Yeah. No, George, no. You were part of this. You were into it up to your eyeballs, sir. This is the most distancing I've ever seen in all my live long life. Like, no, sir, you're into the thick of it, as the backyardigans say.
But anyway.
And then here comes Angela, the busybody of the.
There's no law against having a fake Facebook unless you use it to stalk somebody or something like that.
Right.
So I don't.
Going too slow, so I'm gonna have to get off here.
All right, bye.
All right, well, how where you guys at?
Like 150, 180 miles or so like that. Average.
Okay. All righty, well.
Come on, I gotta go.
All right, love you too. Bye.
You notice he didn't even ask about Sophia. Not one. Is it Sophie or Sophia? Not once. She's telling him about his daughter, but he doesn't ask about her. Doesn't ask to speak to her. That's why I'm having a hard time believing that this was solely about custody. Not on Jake's part, anyway. Maybe on Angela's part, but not on Jake's. But this ain't helping your client, sir. And Angela looks like a monster ratting out her own granddaughter.
which was our exhibit 14.
Aw, thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that.
21 is next.
I'm all right. I don't know about all the bomb diggity, but I'm okay. You weren't here earlier when I was fumbling around because I haven't streamed in a week. It's like I totally forgot how the StreamYards works. Oh, here we go.
If you shoot it, I'll take it away.
Huh?
Not you, I'm talking fine.
Oh,
Anyway,
hold on.
You hear about anything about us?
Hold on. Let me say this. Now, this is the phone call between George Washington Wagner IV and his uncle, Angela's half brother, Chris Newcomb. That's who this is about. And somebody today, I just thought about this and I pushed pause. Somebody in the law and crime chat said, "Oh, does somebody at the jail wash George's vest for him?" And I like to have died because bless her heart. No, ma'am. First of all, it's leather. And if they were going to do anything to it, it has to be you have to dry clean it or whatever the instructions are. It's special care and whatnot. So no, I doubt anybody at the jail is doing that. I just thought it was cute. All right, let me rewind this like really quick. Hold on, because you need to hear how he comes.
I'll take it away.
He comes in super hot, not hi, how are you? None of that shit. And he's yelling at Bullvine in the background. I'm taking it away, and then boom. All right, here we go.
What am I shooting? Not you, I'm talking fine. Anyway, don't talk to me about anything about us or what's going on or the stuff that I sold before I left and stuff. Nobody.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
Randy went down there talking to my grandfather and told him that he was helping me with that truck and wanted to know where all the guns and ammo that me and Jake sold and stuff was before we left.
He asked me about your papa having all them guns, all them old guns, but I had no idea that he sold them.
Well, he told Papa that you told him that me and Jake sold them and he wanted to know where they went.
No, Randy, the only guns he asked me about was them old guns Grandpa had, them old rusted up things.
Yeah.
Those ones that was all back in the back.
He was trying to get Papa to tell him where all the ones that me and Jake sold before we left. I don't know why the heck he wants that unless he's trying to get that freaking reward, which he ain't gonna get because BCI left them ones.
No, the only guns he even asked me about was your grandpa's. He didn't ask nothing about yours.
Well, Papa said that he told him that he was asking you about it, and you told him to ask Graham.
No, I mean, that's the only guns he asked about was them old junky guns your grandpa had back there forever.
Yeah.
And the ones that was rusted up and useless.
Yeah, ones wouldn't even shoot.
Yeah, those ones. And when he had all that big bunch of ammo.
I don't know, just heads up, if anybody asks anything, just say I don't know.
No, that ain't no problem. Did you hear about Danny?
Yeah, I heard about him. I heard about last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Your grandpa didn't even find out about it till today.
We only seen it because somebody on Facebook mentioned it. They tagged up Brian in it.
I'll be.
Yeah.
See, George messy too out there on Facebook.
Randy was asking all kinds of questions. He probably was something stupid. Under trigger, we ain't gonna get that reward money.
You want Danny's room number and phone number?
What is it? We already got it.
They said they've already got it.
Yeah, we already got it. I keep tabs on it.
Well, yeah, Frank never asked me nothing about yours, about you guys.
Probably said he was telling him that he was talking to you about it, that you didn't know where we sold it and stuff at. It doesn't matter to BCI, he knows where they all are.
Yeah.
But you have to
never asked nothing, brother. If he did ask me about you guys, he had to tell y'all where it was.
Yeah, well, I just, everybody being freaking greedy, thinking, oh, well, who cares if they're innocent or not, I'll just get that reward money. Bunch of morons.
Actually, George, your family is who did the most damage to your family. Just so you know.
Well, freaking Randy, he ain't no saint anyway.
Oh, Lord, no, he ain't.
Mother trigger. Anyways, did you ever get that gift for Bucky come in?
What address did you send it to?
Mom, what address did you send Bucky's gift to? The post office box or? It's got both addresses, so I don't know which one it went to, the house or the post office for Randy.
Well, we ain't got the house. Ain't got nothing here at the house yet. When was I tried it?
What the hell?
What is it?
Y'all moving furniture? Or you on the phone?
Probably there then. If it's not there, like check it today or Monday. If it's not there, let me know so I can call and ask for it today. Today's Saturday.
Is it really Saturday?
Yeah.
I'm thinking today was Tuesday.
No, it's Saturday. But if check it by Monday or so, let me know if it's there. If not, I gotta call them and see what they did.
All right, will do.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Tell me I'm still high and low.
All right, bye.
All right, well, the court will read the case that you cited, and probably announce a decision on the evidentiary issue tomorrow morning. What, you want to give me that site again?
Yeah, I can do that, Jar. I've got it right up here. It's, State versus Arrington. And it is, give me 1 second.
All right, so that's all there was to that. But let me just say, none of that helps their client. So I don't really understand why they're so adamant about the context. So I think that, okay, so I on its face, I understand what the defense is saying. They're saying, look, y'all are going to play in the interest of time, because remember, if they were to play and everything that's recorded, although some of it is not pertinent because the way that the permission granted for the wiretapping was given, the language in it, right? They had when they're monitoring the phone calls and the vehicles, they're listening to hear pertinent information. Okay, so if there's a conversation that starts out and it's not pertinent, they won't record it. That's when you'll hear that minimize. Okay, so they're not recording it then, but they will continue to check back on that same phone call to see if a non-pertinent conversation turns into something pertinent. So in that situation, you will get parts of a phone call conversation that contain both pertinent and then a little bit of non-pertinent information. And I think what the defense is saying is that you guys are playing parts of this 18 hours worth of audio, and it's going to leave the jury with the impression that this is the totality of these conversations, but that's not the case, right? Which is why he played those specific ones to illustrate that. I don't know what they were trying to prove with the Chris call, because George did absolutely call with the sole intent of telling Chris, don't be talking to the popos about us. That's what he started out the conversation with. And, well, I mean, yeah. So there's that. And so I don't know what they were hoping in that. And then I don't know what they were hoping, what more context the jury would need with the conversation between Angela and George, where he's talking about, the search and the digging that's been done on their former residence, right? I mean, certainly Jake can be worried about the potential or whatever for them to be sued because they failed to disclose that they may be a party to a murder investigation, right? But that wasn't the totality of the phone call. So even without that part of the phone call being played in open court for the jury, it doesn't give, that's not why he was bitching to his mother. Because that is something that is said, but it's not how the conversation starts. So that I don't know what they thought they were accomplishing there. And it's a ridiculous hill for them to even be on in the first place. And I think what they're also thinking is that even though all of the conversations are going to be admitted into evidence, they're not sure that the jury will listen to all of the audio tapes, to listen to all of the audio. And I think that's what they're worried about, that they're only going to be relying on what they heard in court and, not listen to the audio in its entirety. And to be quite honest with you, they probably, for the defense, they probably don't want the jury to listen to the audio in its entirety, because it actually is worse for George. It very, very clearly paints a picture of not somebody who is distancing himself from his, family and the shenanigans that they pull, who's the odd man out in the Wagner family, that it was just poor dumb luck. It's not his fault. He was born a Wagner, right? That doesn't, these audio tapes or audio recordings don't show that at all. In fact, they show the opposite. They show the fact that anytime something comes up with the BCI or potential BCI or anybody that looks like they might be law enforcement, these jokers are all on the phone together, George included. So I don't know that this quote unquote context is going to be helpful to their client. But listen, I'll listen to all the 1,800 hours if you want to go over every bit of it at the end of the day till the court, till there's no more trial. I'll sit and listen, no problem, because Angela is a busybody and George is very worried and he is very pressed. Well, if he were any more pressed, he could be Flat Stanley, for Pete's sake. He is pressed. He is worried, and he isn't worried in the way that somebody who is innocent is worried. It's not an annoyance. It's more like, well, trying to already justify if law enforcement finds anything out there. Well, I mean, it's been a month since we lived in that home. How the hell can they blame us for it? Do you know what I mean? That's not really an argument that people who don't have a part in the crime, it's not the way they think. There's nothing to justify if there's nothing, you know what I mean? Why would there be anything out there in the first damn ass place if you didn't do anything and nobody set you up? Calm down, George. That's poppycock, and it sounds ridiculous, just as ridiculous as your defense of, it's not my fault I was born a Wagner and I didn't know, didn't go, and didn't show. And, that's his other part of his defense. So I'm very curious how much more the state has to put on before they get to their star witnesses, Jake and Angela. And I've been thinking about this too. The way that they've been presenting their case thus far and how they may end their case. And I'm almost leaning towards, which this is kind of opposite, but of the way it's usually done, but I actually think this might be the best way to go. I think that Jake and Angela are likely going to be the state's final witnesses, because what they've been doing so far is presenting a lot of, forensics, autopsies, photographs, crime scene, now conversations from them being recorded, all of that, right? But the truth of the matter is, most of what they have presented thus far, aside from these audios, okay, is really doesn't actually pertain to George. What I shouldn't say doesn't pertain to George. What's been presented thus far doesn't actually connect George to the crime itself or even being at the crime scenes, right? So they definitely need Jake and Angela's testimony. And I think that that's the evidence, or that's the testimony to which the jury is likely to be listening the most intently. First of all, it's the antithesis really of what family is. They're testifying against each other. And good night. See you tomorrow, Corky. I'll be streaming in the morning. So, to watch this family who was such and this is not in any way a good thing, the way that family units functioning together and being a team, that's a good thing, not the way these jokers were, right? But to see them be functioning as one, and there is part of me that suspects they're all still functioning as one unit at this point, and that George is doing what he has to do, and Angela and Billy and Jake all know it. So, and they're fine with it. But I think it's going to be compelling testimony, not just for what they have to say, but the fact that it's his mother and his younger brother. And so I think the jury is going to be listening very, very intently to their testimony. And I think that the defense has its work cut out for them in impeaching their testimony. I'm very curious to see how that goes. And let's be honest, when you get a lot of, hey, Chick, good to see you, babe. You're you're not late, like you're in trouble, or I'm going to put it on your attendance record, but I'm wrapping it up for tonight, babe. So join me in the morning for me, tomorrow night for you. I'm sorry. I'm going to do the trial in the morning. But anyway, I think that's why they are going to likely end. Not that they will be, first Jake, then Angela, or Angela, and then Jake, and then the state's going to rest. They'll probably put on a few rebuttal witnesses after that. But I think definitely Jake and Angela are going to be at the end. And I think that it's important because it's when you're dealing with a lot of forensic evidence, and it's hours and hours and hours, and in this case, hours and hours and days of autopsies, of crime scenes, you know what I'm saying, of all of that. Sometimes it gets a little monotonous, and the jury is human. And I know there's been a couple of times when I myself have been streaming the trial and paying attention, but sort of zoned out and be thinking about something else. So that's human nature. So putting them on at the end, I think, is best, because it's going to have the most impact. And, although this is not going to be a chazzle dazzle situation where the defense doesn't put on any witnesses, there are witnesses that they have subpoenaed. So we'll have to see who, they intend to put on a case. So anyway, I think I'm going to end it for tonight. I want to thank you guys all for being here. If you haven't done so already, please give your girl a thumbs up on the stream. It helps out in the algorithm. And thank you to Faraway Eyes and Kimberly for joining membership. I appreciate it very, very much. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow morning, and I'll stream, and we'll chit chat. Well, babe, I've been on for 2 hours. And then tomorrow night we'll recap the day's testimony, and we're going to get into this hearing that one Chad Daybell had. All right, because I want to talk about that, because he's just, Lord, y'all, he's out here pulling the whole Chris Watts and not claiming Lori at all. Oof, bad news bears. All right, so good night, my ward fam. I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you in the morning, some of you guys, and then some of you guys I'll see you at night. Take care. Stay safe out on these real streets and on these YouTube streets, because it's dicey out there. All right, y'all. Thank you again. Good night.